All right, y'all, we're going to have a quick March Austin, Texas market update, and we're going to go month over month stats. I'll absolutely give you the year over year March versus last March. But again, this is the Austin, Texas Round Rock MSA, and this is for March 2024. So I know we're in April, but it's always a lagging measure. So we're looking at what happened in March. The Board of Realtors puts out the stats about mid-month every month. We're going to go over those statistics here. So the median sales price in March 2024 was 450,000. Now that's flat year over year, but that's up from 443,000 in February of 2024. So prices are going up. That's a good thing. Closed sales are up. That's kind of a given. It's spring market. March is much busier than February. Closed sales in March were 2,563 versus about 2,150 in February. So more homes sold. And because of that, we had a higher sales volume. Total sales volume in February was 1.2. We were up about 1 to 1.5 billion in March. So that's up considerable. Again, a lot of that is seasonality, and absolutely that has a lot to do with it, but this is all good things. If the market was going bad, we would see things trending the other direction rather than seeing the normal seasonality and seeing things go up. So new listings are up quite a bit. We actually had 4,700 new listings in March, whereas in February we had about 3,900. Again, pretty normal seasonality here. Active listings, though, are also up quite a bit. So in February, we had just about 8,000 active listings, which, believe it or not, is pretty normal for the Austin market historically over, let's say, the last decade. But we got as low, and I might be misremembering this, as low as around 3,000 in 2021. So this is way up from the crazy times, the peak of the market type of thing. But we're up to over 9,000 listings. So we're 9,478 active listings in March. So that's above the historical average. But that being said, that's still, it couldn't be termed a seller's market, and we'll talk more about, sorry, buyer's market, and we'll talk more about that later. So it still is a seller's market, but we're getting closer to what people will call a buyer's market. Pending sales are up considerably. We had about 3,100 pending sales in March. In February, we had under 2,000, so 1,920 for February. Average days on the market down in March, again, normal 80 days on the market. So we're seeing houses selling in 1 to 2 months typically, but if they're those houses that aren't priced correctly are going to skew this quite a bit. So if your house is priced right, it looks great, it's going to sell in 30 to 60 days, but the average days on the market is 80, and that's down from 83 in February. So something important to talk about when we're talking about inventory, time on the market, all that kind of stuff. It's all just inventory is a measure of all those things. So how quickly your home's selling on average. Months of inventory. In February, we had 3 months of inventory that was up a little bit year over year. In March, we're up to 3.8 months of inventory. Again, that's up about 0.7 months year over year. Obviously, it's up about 0.8 months from February. So there's more homes on the market. They're taking slightly longer to sell, but they are selling for higher prices. The average close to list price March 2024 versus March 2023 is up about 5%. So in March 2023, they were closing at 90% of the average list price. In March 2024, they're closing at 95% of list price. So again, it seems like things are much slower, but the key metrics to pay attention to, in my opinion, are price. So our price is up. Our homes are closing closer to the original listed price. And they're closing, more of them are closing, but it takes a little longer. It's still taking time for people to get adjusted to this. 30 to 60 days if it's priced right, if it looks great. Again, 80 days is the average. So if you're selling your home, or if you're looking to sell your home in the Austin market, make sure it looks amazing. Make sure you price it right. Don't do it off of feeling, do it off of data. And make sure that you're realistic with your time frame and realistic with your expectations. You're gonna need a few months to sell a home anymore. It will sell. We're selling tons of home. We have 8 under contract right now for buyers and sellers. So they absolutely are selling. Again, they're just selling slower. This has been the whole the saying for the last couple months here. Market's trending in the right direction, but things are slower than people might like to see. Why is that? It's interest rates is the biggest thing. We still have interest rates at or above 7%. That is a huge factor when it comes to home sales because that depends or that determines how much someone can qualify for. At the same time, property taxes and on a lot of these houses are unreasonable compared to what the homes are worth. So my home that I'm sitting in right here while I'm filming this, I just got the tax assessment. I just bought this home in January. It's assessed more than I paid for it. So I can easily protest that and get that down. But just what I'm saying, a lot of times these tax assessments are way up. They're costing people more money. So when people go to buy the home, the interest rate's higher. That makes their financing cost higher. But then if they're looking at a home that's assessed for more than they're about to pay for it, that's great. After they close, they can get that down. But before they close, that goes into their payment. And that's affecting home sales. So please, please, please make sure you get out there and protest your property taxes. But if you're looking to buy or sell real estate in the Austin area right now, be patient, be determined. Just keep going if you're a buyer. Keep making offers if you're not getting it. There's a lot of sellers with unreasonable expectations. If you're a seller, have reasonable expectations. Price it based on data. Understand it's going to take a few months to sell. Thank you. Make sure to like and subscribe to our channel here and reach out if you have any questions. I'm jordan.moorhead at kw.com.